I want to live a life to where I can have financial freedom and not worry about debt. If you aim at nothing, you will hit that all the time. But if you have a target, you may not hit that target, but you got close. And so when I see young people come in with new money, man, and they hit me up all the time, they get upset with me. I just tell them, man, pay off all your debt. Create the margin, and then you need to build a strategy on what that margin can do for you to duplicate itself. What you gotta stop doing is stop exchanging your time for money, because the wealthy people are using their money to buy back more of their time, and you're working hard to buy more things.
It has to work or it has to work.
Without further ado, my brother, Anthony O'Neill. What's up, bro?
Neo.
How you feeling, bro?
Man, we've been trying to do this for a year.
It's been a while, bro.
Bro, I'm happy to be in the ATL.
I've been happy to have you here, bro.
Beautiful area that you have here, man. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Thank you for coming, bro. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I got some raspberry sweet tea with greatness.
Yeah,
you know, your team gave me, and I'm feeling good, bro.
Bro, listen, man. It's funny, man. I want to get to it, man. You are literally on a mission to help people become debt free. Like, tell me why. Like, where did this idea come from? I know you used to work with Dave Ramsey, so I know that's something that they preach as well. But tell me what made you initially say, I'm gonna go get on this mission, and because you left Ramsey and went and do your own. What made you say, yo, I'm all in on this mission?
Yeah, man. You know, when I go back to like the beginning stages of me, I'm 40 years old today. So when I go back to like, let's say 25 years ago, I grew up in a very strong Christian faith home, right? So my parents taught me everything about God. They taught me everything about how to shout, how to run around the church, how to speak in tongues, all that type of stuff. But no one ever taught me how to win financially.
Somebody teach you how to speak in tongues?
Absolutely.
That's a learn.
Listen, it's not correct, but you know, it was taught. It was like forced, but it wasn't coming from me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so pretty much what I'm saying is I knew how to do the church thing, but I didn't know how to live life. So, man, when I graduated high school, man, I just made a bunch of dumb decisions financially. And I realized that I allowed culture, society, the world to teach me how to deal with finances. You know, my brothers was like, yo, if you want to get a baddie, if you want to get a good one, a good woman, you got to have money. You ain't got to have money. You got to look like money. As long as you look like money, drive like money, you'll get a bad one. Right. And so that's the lifestyle that I followed, man. And that lifestyle pretty much led me down an area of, man, depression. I was homeless for a season of my life. I was separated from my family because of the poor decisions. And I'm literally sitting in the back of my car, Neo, and I'm like, this ain't the life that I want.
Yeah.
I'm homeless. I spent all this money on ladies. I spent all this money on cars, on impressing people, and look at where it landed me. And I remember sitting in the back of my car, and I'm like, man, hold up. Wait a minute. And I hear God speaking to me like, hey, you're going to stay in the dark until you come to light. And I just started realizing that, man, I've made some poor decisions in my life. And I said, I don't want to live this life. Watch this. Neither do I want to live the life that my parents lived financially. Because they were high class, middle class individuals living paycheck to paycheck. They had no margin in life. And I was like, yo, I want margin. So I just started doing research on, okay, how do I learn more about money? So I came across Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Came across Dave Ramsey, Total Money Makeover. Came across so many different people. And it was the Dave Ramsey method that really stuck with me because it was biblical stewardship of how should we deal with our finances biblically. Because when we really step back and look at it, God talked the most about money. He talked more about money than he talked about intimacy. He talked more about money than he talked about this. So I'm like, wait a minute. There's something here biblically. And when I read the Bible, when I really started reading for myself, I just learned that debt is not a sin, but debt is not something that God is just raving about. So I was like, that's what I want. I want to live a life to where I can have financial freedom and not worry about debt.
That's good.
And I started paying off all of my debt, man. And then full circle around, I mean, I ended up working with Dave Ramsey, and that was a cool part of my journey. But now I'm out here just really with the message, really trying to show the world that you can have the life that you desire without having debt.
That's good.
That's my mission.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because it's like, I like that. Meaning, like, I know there's a when you doing real estate deals and certain deals, like you trying to go buy a $10 million building.
Facts.
How you do it without that? Like,
You
even
do it
if
with
you
that.
raising the money,
You do it with that. So for me, my philosophy when it comes to debt, I am consumer debt free, excluding mortgages.
Okay.
So in real
So
estate.
that's okay then.
Right. So
All right,
I got to
okay.
say this too, because people who know my brand, they're like, whoa, wait, hold up. Wait. That's not what Dave Ramsey teaches.
Yeah.
But I'm not with them no more.
Yeah.
And so that is the difference with me, because I understand within the minority community, we don't have 10 million, 15 million just sitting there liquid that we can just throw away.
100%.
Right. So for me, the only debt that I do carry is my real estate portfolio.
Yeah.
That's the only debt.
Yeah. And I like that. I like no consumer debt.
None.
So what about using, is this called debt? And just so I understand, you got an American Express.
That's debt.
Okay. So forget all the points. Don't even worry about them.
Here's my thing on that
You
part,
go
right?
spend $1 million a year through your business.
Right.
Forget the points.
I'm not knocking that.
Okay.
I think for me, at the end of the day, 2% of American people, if we really do the study, can do what you're talking about. Yeah. What you're talking about is, which I know you can do, Neo, but I'm talking about 98% of y'all watching right now, you can't do it.
Yeah.
It's swipe the card today, pay it off before the end of the month, before the interest hits. You get the points. Ain't knocking that. But bankers know that's the selling point.
You know you're not going to do it.
Exactly. And so now what happens is, I got the points, but at what cost?
Right.
So now I'm paying 22% on $5,000, and I'm paying the minimum balance. Now I'm racking up all this debt. Now I got all this interest. And for me, I just want to show people like, yo, we don't have to have credit cards to do that lifestyle. I only think that there are a small margin of people who can do that in a very mature way. And I want to be an example to the people who are just saying, you know what, you can't give me $100,000 on the credit card because I'm not mature financially there yet to do that.
That's good.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the for me, it's the debt and it's the interest paid on the debt. We got to get to a point to where we're being paid interest, not paying out interest.
That's good.
That's my philosophy.
It's so funny you talk about it. Like in the Black community, I tell people, you know, when we learn about credit after we already messed it up. Like I was so far in debt, I had to learn about it.
You had to.
I'm like, dang. And I remember to this day, I mean, I was going to Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom. I was buying the True Religions, the Rock Republics, $200 and something. And I would pay the card off for years. And I'm like, why ain't the balance going down? And I learned I was paying the minimum payment. So the minimum payment was being ate every month by interest. And one time I had a mentor, he said, I still had him as a mentor. He was like, yo, it's going to hurt, but just pay it all off. Like get rid of. It hurt to do that, but I finally was able to get out of just this cycle of, it's a hard cycle to get out of once you in it.
Once you in it.
How you get out of it?
Man, here's the thing. Let's look at the actual numbers.
Yeah. Tell me some numbers. Like what do the average American got in the bank account? Like I know you know all that type of stuff.
Yeah. If we look at it from the debt perspective, the average American is in about $113,000 consumer debt. So this is excluding mortgages. So this means student loans, this is credit cards, car loans, et cetera, right? How is that possible when the average American makes on average in between $48,000 and $62,000 a year? So we don't have enough money to pay off the debt. I was with one of my good friends. He didn't say this on the show, so I can't say his name. He's 57 years old, went to school when he was 18. He's 2 years away from paying off his student loans.
Wow.
So this means he'll be almost 60 years old paying off his student loans from his 20s.
Wow.
So when we look at the average person in America, 78% of us live in paycheck to paycheck, meaning that if something happens in America, whether you are a six-figure heir or a regular person making below six figures, if something happens this week, we're gonna feel that impact, right? So for me, I don't really carry debt because here's why. I want margin. So if my income is at, let's say for an example, $10,000 a month to be an example, but then I have my expenses at $9,000 a month, that means I only have $1,000 in margin. I can't really build nothing but $1,000 in margin. So I want to lower those expenses so the margin in between my expenses and my income is there. Now I can take that margin and I can flow with that. I can invest that. I can come up with a strategy with that. But to get out of debt, it's simple. Stop borrowing money. Stop borrowing consumer money and life will change for you, period.
And also I think living above your means.
Got to.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man. I ain't never say this. I might as well say it right here on the School of Greatness.
Facts.
I was looking at a house, man. I'm single. I do well over 7 figures a year. It's just me and a black dog.
Yeah. What kind?
I got a German Shepherd.
Okay.
I spent a lot of money on Raven.
Yeah.
She's a protection trained dog.
So you the one he walk next to you? Say, sir.
Raven don't play.
All right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You come in the house, you won't even know she's that.
Yeah.
I had her shipped in from Germany.
Yeah, I know exactly. My man.
And she is trained. She is a weapon.
Yeah.
To the point where I got to have her certified every year.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just me and her at the house. I got a beautiful home that I bought. It's about 6,000, 7,000 square feet. Man, I'm 5'8". I weigh 100. That house is too much for me.
You just threw the pool back there. Pool look crazy.
I got a pool back there. I put a little mini golf course back there because I love golfing. You know, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I get a call. Hey man, this land just came up. I've always said my dream is to live on a golf course or to live on the water.
Yeah.
Lot comes available on the Potomac River.
Mm-hmm. Is that in DC somewhere?
That's in DC.
Okay.
The lot by itself was $1 million. The house to put on top of it, they gave me a quote and said, hey man, it will cost you about 2.8 to build on there.
Okay.
So a total in about 3.4.
Yeah.
I buy the land.
Yeah.
Because that's Potomac River.
Yeah. You buy the land.
I get the land.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. $1 million and boom.
I was like, okay, let's go. And then I'm just a spiritual guy. I don't want to be rude, but then I got home. I sat with the builder. He gave me the cost to buy it. House was going to be beautiful. This wasn't going to be no traditional home. The home was styled like a ship because it's off of the river.
Yeah,
so
fire.
it looks like
architecture crazy
yes,
on it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Rooftop, the whole nine. I said, oh, I'm going to make a lot of kids on this roof.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and the Holy Spirit said, why do you need that much?
Yeah.
Why are you going to drop $4 million on a home when it's just you? Yeah. That's more AC. Yeah. That's more landscaping. That's more responsibility. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
bro, my cleaner get $2,000 a month.
Bro. $2,000 a month
right now, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm paying him $1,000 for mine right now. No, sir.
It's too much.
I backed out of it and got rid of the land.
Good.
Because I was like, I don't need that.
Yes.
It's just me. And why am I going to, one, I could afford it, but for me, that closes my margin gap.
Yeah.
And I have a strategy for that margin that I have because I want to experience life, man. My ultimate goal is that I could live out of the country for a year with my wife when we get married. So I'm already saving. I'm already setting aside. I already bought a condo out of the country. And so I'm like, okay, God, that's what I want to do. And so I have to always think about the future. Darius Daniels, one of your good friends, our good friends, he says that the caliber of your future will be determined by the choices you make today. And the choices that I'm making today, I want to make sure that it impacts my future family well. And I'm not being selfish about, oh man, I can afford this house. Let me go and get this right now. Yeah. No. Babe, when you get married, we going out the country for a year.
Yeah.
So go ahead and quit your job.
Yeah.
Or work. If you got a career, if you got a business, go ahead and get positioned. Because in about 2 years, we're gonna live in Bali, we're gonna live in Dubai, we're gonna do something like that and experience that because I just want that freedom to be able to have the opportunity.
That's good. That's good. So short-term sacrifice, long-term gain.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, because you said this twice. You said the Holy Spirit, God, speak to you. How does that go? It's literally like, hey, Anthony. Like I always like to ask people, like, what do that mean? Or is it like an intuition?
Yo,
or is it
yo, hey, yo.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, how did that feel? Like,
the Holy Spirit speaks to me weirdly.
Yeah.
In the shower.
Yeah.
Driving in the car.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, and a lot of times when I'm just reading the word.
Yeah.
And it's never like a voice like, hey, yo.
Yeah.
I don't hear that.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I'm just worshiping, sometimes when I'm just driving, sometimes when I'm just in the shower, you know how people will dance in the shower. No, me, bro, I be in the shower talking.
Yeah.
Like, all right, baby, I got to run this play. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Next thing I know, I get quiet. Next thing I know, I'm talking something that I wasn't even thinking. And that's just God downloading in me and I'm talking out loud. Like, okay, wait a minute. Okay. All right, cool. Got it. So yeah, my stuff ain't deep. I don't have a profound way of how the Holy Spirit talks to me. It's just, I know when I need to hear from God, I go for a drive. I open up my word. or sometimes, man, I'll just call some of my accountability partners who are spiritually accountable to me.
That's good. That's good. I like that. Let me ask you. So you go in churches now when you do a session where you help them become their congregation understand money, and because if you understand your money, you also can tithe better as well.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is like a general makeover that you give often. Like I want to know what is the formula. Like I'm trying to better my finances. Like I want you to talk to that individual. Like, yo, I'm trying to, whether it's become that, do you pay it all off? Is this the avalanche? Like I hear so many, I don't know what's right or wrong in the finance world. So talk, like, what are you telling them?
Yeah, I don't think that there's one way that is the best way.
Yeah.
I think there are different methods out there that you have to sit back and assess and be like, all right, cool. Do I align with this, right? I align with more so of the debt-free journey route, only because that's just what I desire, right? But then you have other programs out there that are doing some amazing things. I won't name on your show because this is your platform, but platforms are 100% amazing. You know, I believe that before in any area of the finances, when I go into churches, I tell them, hey, you got to get stable. If you go into the hospital, if you go into the ER, and let's say you have a dramatic experience when you walk up in there, what are they trying to do? Get you stable.
Yeah.
Just want to get that heartbeat just stable.
That's
right?
good.
That's it. They're not trying to fix you or heal you. They want to get you stable. Once they get you stable, then they can further assess you, do more studies, and then they can go in there and really find the problem and assess the situation.
Yeah.
So when I walk into churches, when I walk into anybody, I'm like, hey, let's get you stable first. Put $1,000 or put 1 month of your net income inside of a savings account. So that way, if something happened to you next month or within anytime soon, you can live for 30 days.
Yeah.
And you're not stressed, you're not depressed. You got 30 days to handle it.
And how long do you recommend for that right now? Like once you get after stable, is that 6 months of living expenses?
So once you're stable, then for me, I want you to have at least 3 to 6 months of your average net pay.
Okay.
Some people would teach 3 to 6 months of your expenses. The reason why I go to the net pay is because I don't want your life to change if it doesn't have to change. So if you lose a job, if life happens, at least you know you have 3 to 6 months to live your life. Me, I keep in cash liquid only. I keep a year's worth of my salary inside of my high yield savings account.
Yeah.
The reason being is because my lifestyle is a little bit higher than others. And so, you know, my mortgage payment is up there, and I have other mortgages as well that I'm paying for. Not myself, my renters are, but if life was to happen, at least I have a good amount of money just sitting in a high yield savings account, giving me a 5.1% return on my money every single month from there. But I think what a lot of people don't understand, Neo, is they don't know how to get stable. Yeah. And what I've learned, especially within the church world, especially within this world, the being uncomfortable has become accepted and normal. So living paycheck to paycheck is normal to people now. Having the nice things, having the nice cars, having the nice lifestyle with stress, with no money in my account, it's become normal. And so it's like, hey, it's cool. I got a car, I got a house, I got the clothes, I look good. I don't care if I just wait till my next paycheck because I know I got the paycheck coming. Yeah. And I'm like, nah. That's not the life that at least the God that I serve wants for us. Yeah. And I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to have to wait until my next paycheck to do the things I need to do. And it felt so good. I was just laughing at myself on the phone the other day with one of my friends. This corporation that called me, cut me a nice little fat check. They normally wire us the money, Neo. And they called me and I was like, hey, Mr. O'Neal, who knows you haven't cashed a check yet? Yeah. I was like, I haven't? Yeah. Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. I don't play by my money. Yeah. He's like, oh, no, sir. It hasn't came through yet. Yeah. I went home, bro. I'm looking. I'm like, I said, what backpack did I bring to that event? I went to the other backpack. Check sitting right there. Yeah. I looked up and said, well, God, you good. Yeah. Because I didn't need it to survive. Yeah. And I sat down, and I ain't trying to be super spiritual, but I got emotional because I was like, wow, I went 3 months without cashing this check. Wow. Didn't miss it.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, that's freedom. Yeah. That is margin. That is like, wow. So watch this. It was in our budget. I don't know how we missed that between me and my CPA. I don't know how I got on her about that part. Hey. We can't have that happen too many times now because it throws off the accounting side of things. But I said, all right, bet. Since we already got through that budget, we're going to put this into the other account. We're just not even going to account for it.
Yeah.
It's just going to be saved. It's just going to be there. Yeah. And I have like several different accounts. We'll get to that later on. But it's like I have an account to where if an investment deal comes up that is an amazing opportunity, I go straight to that account and I move quick. So we put it inside that account since it's already out of our budget.
That's good.
And it just felt so good to be able to do that. And that's what I want for people is that, man, you get a check. You can take your time going to the bank. Because, Neo, I remember getting my check on my first job on Friday. I'm 40. I'm talking about my age here. Back then, we didn't have direct deposit like that. You got your check. If lunch was at 12:30, they gave you your check at 12:15.
Yeah.
We all rushed, Neo, out. We skipped lunch and we would stand in the line to deposit our check.
Yep.
And I'm like, God, I'm not standing in line no more. God, it feels good. And I'm like, man, I just really said, God, thank you for this. And this is what I want my brothers and my sisters to experience.
That's good.
That's it.
That's good.
This raspberry tea tastes good.
Man, one of the things that I learned, man, I think I want you to talk to, and I made several mistakes is getting new money. That's I be watching some people now. I'm like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't. I be like, because I made so many mistakes of overbuying things. I'm like, yo, that was not wise.
Facts.
So now it's like when I see youngers, they start making money. You try and go buy the new whip. I'm like, chill. You had 3 good months. Chill. You need to do that for a year to 2 years, I believe, straight for you want to go buy the Lamborghini, you gonna go from a $3,000 a month apartment to a $12,000. It just gets compounded, and that's a mistake that I want people. So what mistake or what's some words to that person who's falling into some new money where they just like, I'm ready to go crazy, because that happens.
No, it does. And I think when I see that, what I do see is a lack of strategy.
That's good.
And a lack of plan.
Yeah.
And
forecasting, one of my buddies call it.
Exactly.
And I did not know nothing about forecasting.
Nah, bro, you got to.
Yeah.
But I fell victim of that too.
Yeah.
Man, I just transitioned, started making this money. I remember right around, I was making like $300,000-$400,000 a year. Man, I'm in the car.
That's when you left.
No, when I left DR, man, that's when I started really making those 7 figures.
Okay.
You know.
So when you saying I was making $300-$400,
I'll say right around that time.
Okay,
when I was
perfect.
there, right? And so
that's still a good. That's a good salary.
I ain't tripping.
You know what I mean?
I'm not tripping. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there. The young lady gets in the car. I'm driving like an Acura TL at the time. I think it's like a 2011. Doesn't have AC.
Yeah.
But it's paid for.
Yeah.
and I'm debt free.
Yeah.
And I got like 100,000 sitting in the account.
Yeah. Life is good.
Life is straight.
Yeah.
She gets in the car and she was like, "You're AO." I was like, "What that mean? You ain't got no AC?"
Yeah.
I was like, "The windows are rolled down. It ain't hot." She was like, "Wow, I thought, you at least have something better than this."
Yeah. Wow.
Like, she's like, "You make good money and you ain't got no debt." I was like, "Sure do. Just came into this money." We go to the restaurant, cool little date. The whole time, bro, I ain't even thinking about the date.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about she just played me.
Yeah.
She just came for me.
Yeah.
And I've never really told this story. And
we got 2 exclusives so far on the pod that you never get shared.
Bro.
Yeah.
I dropped her off.
Yeah. In the middle of the day or
no.
You finished the day?
Yeah, I finished the day, dropped her off. Yeah. She didn't do nothing wrong. She was like, man, And Neo, what do you think I did once I dropped her off, bro?
You went and bought a new car.
I went to the car dealership.
Yeah.
And bought a BMW 750i.
Yeah.
Fully loaded.
Yeah.
Paid cash for it.
Yeah. So you just messed up that 100 you had sitting there on the side.
Gone.
Dang.
Because I knew I had another 100 coming in.
Yeah, what you say? That's the chat coming. Yeah.
Like I knew I got the money coming in. I got this money. I'm Anthony O'Neal. I ain't got no debt. I paid for it cash. I pull up. I picked her up. She's like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
When it had that joint wrapped, satin black,
Yeah.
it was sitting good. 22. It was a beautiful car.
I remember them 750s. They just
Yes,
came.
sir.
Them Jones was hard.
Hard,
Yeah.
bro. Driving around. Like, dang, bro.
Did you go back to holler at the shorty?
Yeah, I picked her up in.
All right,
She loved it.
All right, yeah.
She loved it, bro.
Yeah.
Respectfully, and we still real cool. Love you.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
I didn't have a strategy.
Yeah.
I had money with no plan. If you aim at something, you may not hit the target, but you'll get close. But if you aim at nothing, you'll hit that all the time.
Yeah.
And for me,
Say that one more time. That was a gem.
no, I'm serious.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
was good.
if you reverse it, if you aim at nothing,
Yeah.
you will hit that all the time.
good.
But if you have a target, if you have a strategy, you may not hit that target, but you got close.
Yeah.
And for me, I realized if I would have had a strategy, a plan, there's no way in the world I would have allowed her to put me off my A game. Because she didn't put me off, I put myself off because I didn't come into this thing with a plan.
Wow.
And if I would have had a plan, I would have told the young lady, listen, if you want to rock with me, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm driving a car without no AC right now. I got money, but I have a vision. I see where I'm going. And if a woman couldn't align with me then, she just would have been it. But I couldn't say that because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so when I see young people come in with new money, man, they hit me up all the time. They get upset with me. I just tell them, man, pay off all your debt.
Yeah.
Pay off your debt. Nah, man, my boys be telling me, man, you know, cash ain't king. Credit is king. I'm like, whatever. You can say credit is king. You can say cash is king. Listen to what I'm saying. Create the margin. And then you need to build a strategy on what that margin can do for you to duplicate itself. Because what you gotta stop doing is stop exchanging your time for money, because the wealthy people are using their money to buy back more of their time, and you're working hard to buy more things. And I'm like, yo, you have no strategy. And so, bro, I sold the car 3 months later.
Wow.
I took it back to the dealership and let them buy it back from me.
Yeah.
And I went back to my Acura TL.
Yeah.
I got the AC fixed though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I went and bought a house.
Yeah.
Went and bought a townhome.
Yeah.
I started making bigger investments because I was like, yo, I got to get the right plan. And I sat down with a financial advisor. I'm the money guy. But I sat down with my own financial advisor and said, hey, listen, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. Here are my goals. How do I get there? Investing. Then I started looking into real estate experts and sitting down with them, seeing how they're investing. And my biggest mistake was I built my very first home. New money. I'm like, I can afford this.
Yep.
I shouldn't have bought that big old home.
Yep.
I should have maybe bought a little townhome.
Yep.
Fix it up, get out of there, rent it out.
Yep.
Then I could elevate a little bit because now I got an asset buying me something else.
Yep.
I didn't do all that because I didn't have a plan and strategy.
Yep.
So I sold that home, bought a townhome, rented out that townhome. Now I got other property and I'm even into buying land. But at the end of the day, Neo, and I said this a million times and I can't even stress it. Where there is no vision, that's where people perish.
Yeah.
And we can see young people coming into new money while their money is perishing because they don't have a clear vision.
That's good.
And what it is to men, and this is why I'm so passionate about this message to younger men, it's like, yo, and I'll just keep it up, man. I don't have game, Neo. It's probably why I ain't married. I don't know how to holler at a woman. I just let my life talk for me. So when she see me, when she see how I move, if she really gets to know me, she'll see this man got a vision. He know where he's going. Like that's my game.
Though. That's big game.
That's what I'm saying.
People want that.
And that's what I'm saying. I got boys out there that I'm mentoring. Yo, my talk game on point. Yeah, that's why you got 3 kids.
Yeah.
And you struggling.
Yeah.
Me, hey, I ain't struggling in that area, but it's like I don't have to talk the talk. I just walk who I am and the guy who God is evolving and maturing and developing me into. So I mean,
That's good.
I got a vision, man. I love vision. I can talk about this all day long. Let me be quiet.
Let me ask you: is this where was the $100 first date born after that Acra TL conversation?
Absolutely.
All right, talk about that because people I see online, yo, you can't do it. I figured out how to do the $100 date. My wife with all that, like reason why I love my
Neo,
wife,
you
bro.
make money. You can do $100 date.
No, but you saying no. What I'm saying is,
Could you take your wife on a $100 date today?
100. What you? We do it now. What you mean? Right now to this day.
You know, but I think the problem is
Brunch.
I think people know they can do it.
And then we don't drink, so that's how you.
Oh,
really,
you don't drink too,
that's
though.
How you really come up.
You don't do no liquor?
No, not.
right,
That's how I know how to do the $100 date. Look, already when you said it, I said, all right, that's what we gonna do. We gonna do movies, $40 for the movie. I go to the nice movie. We gonna have to go cheap on the food. We gonna have to get like $20, $30 worth of food, maybe 40, 80.
Right.
We out of there. That's the date. That's dinner and a movie, and then we walk.
Neo, man, listen, man. Let me
Ice
tell you.
cream for a dub. Done.
I think the average, if you're making below $100,000, I think it needs to be $100. Here's why.
100K is still a lot too. I think we'd be looking at like I think that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. I'm saying if you're making less than 100K,
Yeah.
but here's why. I started realizing that I'm showing up to tryouts. I meet her, I'm dropping 300. I meet her, I'm dropping another 300.
You're done.
I mean, I'm spending $600,000 a month just on dating.
Yeah.
$12,000 a year on dating. Then my biggest fear to me was I show up to tryouts, God sends me my wife, finals, and she gets subpar of what I've gave every other woman that is just dating. And so I don't want to show up to tryouts and I can't show up to finals. And so for me, first date now, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't wine and dine the woman when she becomes your woman.
Yeah.
I don't know you enough to drop $300 on you. You're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're probably even intelligent, but are you mine? And so for me, I'm gonna get creative. So a first date for me is if we're talking on the phone and you talking about you like flowers, whatever that is, I'm writing down notes. And I'm going to show you that I can listen to you and I can create an experience off of what you said without having to drop a lot of money. And the thing is, Neo, in my state of my life, $500 on a date for me is nothing.
Yeah.
Me giving you my time and me being intentional, that's way more.
Yeah, 100%.
So ladies are so, and I love it because when I am dating, when a woman complains about, man, like, I mean, are you going to take me on a $100 date? She doesn't get a date.
Yeah.
Because she sees my platform.
Right.
I want a woman that she respects and she wants the intentionality that I'm coming to the table. And I think men, if we can lead with being intentional, that even it aligns us with the right woman because we see her heart. If she's more impressed with, I want to be picked up in a Rolls Royce. I want to be taken to Steak 48. I want to have flowers. I want to put on the red bottoms. Man, nah, that ain't the one for me.
Done for me.
It's not the one for me. I'm trying to move out the country. You trying to go on a $300 date. I'm trying to build a legacy for our children, and you trying to go out on a $400 date. Bro, I'm saving, I'm not even married. I got $500 a month going to a 529 plan for a kid I don't even have yet.
Wow.
And you worried about a $300 date? Like I'm not robbing from my future to impress you.
Wow.
So for me, I need a woman who understands, yo, get through the first date, man. Let's have a great time. Let's talk. Let's dialogue. Let's grow. Let's see if we are aligned. If we are aligned, man, a $300 date is going to come. Why? Because I want my woman to feel like she's valued, appreciated, cherished. And I want her. Like, I want her to feel that way. But I want to know, am I worth your time? And are you worth my time?
Yeah.
And then once that is established, man, let's go. Let's run and play.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't got no problem. Steak 48 in Houston.
Yeah.
Let's go. I love Steak 48. I mean, I pick you up in the Bentley. We have a good time.
Yeah.
But I'm picking you up in the Bentley right now, and we may go to the flower shop in a Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Man, my boy drive a Rolls Royce. He got the truck. He said, hey, yo, I pulled your move. I said, what's up? I said, man, I picked my girl up. Because he only got a Rolls Royce and he got the Lamborghini car. Yeah. He was like, Lamborghini car is too, ladies don't really like the car.
Yeah.
So he picks her up in the Rolls Royce truck, big boy. She's excited. Kiss in the car.
Yeah.
This nigga. He said, bro, you should have saw her eyes.
Yeah.
I said, what you mean? He said, bro, I'm listening to you, bro. I'm listening to you. was like, bro, we went to Outback. He said, bro, I pulled up in Outback with the truck.
Yeah.
And she was like, he was like, but one thing I like about her, she didn't question it. She went with the flow.
Yeah.
Dot, they engaged today.
Hey, bro, that's crazy. But he took it still too far with the roles. I'm picking you up in something else.
He ain't got nothing else.
I'm getting a rental, man. I'm getting a rental, my boy.
Yo, that's my problem. Because, I mean, yeah, I'm with you. But it's like, that's just no
I'm
money.
100% getting a rent.
You just going to go on Toro and get you a Honda.
I have to, because now it's already... Yo, when I tell you, Doug, yo, you got to get him on the show one day, bro. This dude's story with his wife, bro. He was living, like, he's the example of what he was living in the garage, house hacking, like, with a sleeping bag, bro.
Wow.
First date, she came over, like, let me show you around showed the room or whatever, bro. They together forever now.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's.
But some women ain't with that, bro.
I would
with
say
all that sacrifice stuff now.
I would say the majority of women are not with it, but there are a lot of women who are.
Oh, I agree.
You know,
Just got to find the right one.
You got to find the right one, and everything for me is, man, I don't lead with my success. I'm not going to hide who I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to lead with character, integrity, and I'm also going to lead with the flaws of who I am. So that way you see everything up front.
Yeah.
And
when do you ask for the credit score or financial piece?
I never ask for the credit score. I don't care about a credit score.
But I'm saying, when do you ask, while you're dating somebody, before I get married to you or before I go deeper, I need to know what debt you in. I need to know your credit history. I need to, when is that? I hear mixed things. I hear your first date. I'm like, I think that's a lot, first date, getting a credit score.
Yeah, no.
So when are you asking these pivotal questions? Because that's still tryouts.
Before we get into a serious committed relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having a conversation.
Hey, yo, I'm in the 190,000 in debt. You like her though?
Bet. How much
college tuition?
How much have you paid off already?
10,000.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your goal? You trying to pay that off soon, or are you just, what you doing?
I was just going to slow walk it, like.
Why are you slow walking?
Small minimum payment.
Why are you doing that?
That's what I've been told to do.
Got it. All right. Bet. Cool.
It's over?
Nah.
You gonna keep trying to make it work?
She just told me that she doesn't have the proper education. That's what I'm here for. As a man, it's my responsibility to lead.
Got it. Okay.
So what not you, but if that was her responses as a man who listens, I'm like, okay, cool. She's just following the wrong information.
That's good.
So if I give her the right information, she'll follow.
Yeah.
Bet. My philosophy is, I just said this on Hardly Initiated. I was like, yo, man, listen, I'm not running away from a woman who has debt. I'm running away from a woman who doesn't have the right we're not aligned financially. So what I heard from that explanation is, I want to get out of debt. I'm making the minimum payments, but the people who I'm listening to currently said, like, yo, with student loans, just pay the minimum payment, and Biden or whomever is in the White House will get the student loan forgiveness. Saying, cool, great, no problem at all. The caliber of a man that I am, once I have this conversation and show her that I have her best interest in mind, she'll flow, she'll follow. And as we're growing and evolving, boom. My thing is, though, once we get married, if we were to get married, there is this, that's your debt, I have no debt. We're back in debt now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in debt.
Yeah.
So I'll just cut the check.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, bet, we're married now, let me cut your check. But that's like honeymoon night.
Yeah.
That's not engagement.
Yeah.
Because I can cut that check and then you be like,
yeah.
And then I'm screwed.
Got it.
No.
Yeah.
No. But I don't run away from, a woman who is in debt. I just listen, man, and I just really want to be encouraging to everyone out there doing that. But I think all men, and let me say this too, Neo, because a lot of people think that's a test. The $100 thing is not a test. It's just that men have to spend a lot of money. And when I sat back with my financial advisor, because I'm just a money nerd, bro, I see the bank statements. I don't really use cash liquid. I use a debit card. So I'm seeing on my bank statements, date, date. 1 year I saw that I spent close to $12,300 on dates. I'm not with one of those ladies.
Yeah.
So if I would have took, let's say, half of that and just put that into an investment account, how much money did I just throw away?
Yeah.
So there's really no ROI on investing, but there is a level of investment you do got to make into it. We just got to be wise on how we're investing into that. So that way, boom, we can get the right wife, get the right partner, and go on about our business.
I want to hear about, that's good. I want to hear about accounts you should have. You mentioned 529 plan, that's $500 a month. That's auto draft right now for your future kid that you're going to have. You mentioned emergency, of course, the regular emergency account. You mentioned an investment account when the opportunity comes available. Share with me some other accounts that you recommend people, I guess, look into or aspire to have, or that they should put on their list.
Yeah. So for me, I have quite a few within my investment portfolio. And within my catalog, right? But number one is everyone needs to have a good checking account, right? All your money goes into that. From the checking account, I have two savings: an emergency fund, boom, that I don't even touch. That's sitting in a high yield savings account. I think it is bad management to have your money just sitting into a regular savings account when you can get a 0.5, I mean, not a 0.5, you can get a 5% return on it monthly to a 0.01. The reason why that's so important is because—
I made that mistake.
Huge mistake. I don't pay for my days, Neo.
Yeah.
My money pays for the days.
Yeah.
Because I just pull from that money, right? So I got that money sitting there, boom. Then I got another savings account that is in another high yield savings account, but that's just for any investments that come across. So any housing investments, land investments, I can invest more in the stock market, boom, great, all right? Then I have, for me, a DAF, a donor advisory fund. I'm very big on giving away. You know, I don't really focus on how much money I make. I ask God to give me, help me give away at least an X amount of dollars a year, right, to church, nonprofits, and organizations. So I have a donor advisory fund. The reason why I have that, instead of me giving money directly to my church from my bank account, I put it inside that DAF because of the tax benefits that comes with it. So I put all the money inside the DAF, then I cut the check from my church to the DAF, cut the check to any nonprofit, or I can cut the check to anything that I want to give to, but the DAF protects me because it's a donor advisory fund. And I think anyone—
Is that like a nonprofit?
No, it's not a nonprofit. It's an account that your
DAF.
financial advisor— yeah, DAF. And so the DAF is just so good because now I could write that money off. And watch this, I don't have to spend it immediately. So I transfer money into that DAF account. I let it sit there. I can let the money sit there for 2 years. I still get to write it off this year. And so whenever I donate it, now, boom, great, it's solid. So I have that account. Then I have a 529. Now my 529 at this season of my life, because I do not have kids, because a 529 college plan is for anyone that kids or family members go to college, get that free money. Well, for me, I was like, dang, man, I'm spending all this money on dating and on
When
this.
you say free money, what do you mean? Because it's not taxed.
Compound interest.
Okay, got
right? And so
It's still
there's
taxed though, or no?
well, when you put your money into it, when you say tax, what do you mean?
Meaning,
tax?
like, just say this 500 accrues every month for 20 years. When they go try to take it out to pay for college, are they taxed?
It's not taxed.
That's what I was
right? It's not taxed. Actually, in the state of Maryland, I don't know all the states, so I won't list it. You got to Google that and get your state, right? But in the state of Maryland, I can write off up to $2,000 of that money, whether you have whether you're an entrepreneur or a nonprofit. So the reason why I put money into that account, it's another tax play for me. I get to write it off rather than giving it to the IRS. But then also, I'm setting money aside for my future kids, and I have an account for all of my nephews and nieces. And so that's one account because it's a tax play. I get the tax shelter there. I'm getting the free money as far as in compound interest. And as long as they go to school, it won't be taxed. Boom. Now, when does it get taxed? If we withdraw from it and we do not go to school, there is a tax there. But you can roll that 529 into an IRA, which is another account that I have. I have an IRA. I invest into a mutual fund. I got a couple of mutual funds, a couple of index funds. I have a SEP.
You got a lot of accounts.
I do. Dang. It's because I'm just trying to make sure that I'm divided all the way up. But if you look at those, two of those are not really benefiting me, they're benefiting my future kids. Yeah. And if I don't have future kids, which is something that we got to talk more of in our financial space and business space, is that stuff goes to all the stuff that I just listed, right? I haven't went through all of them. The beneficiary is my estate plan. Yeah, so all the beneficiaries is going straight to my estate. So if something happens to me right now, my estate will push everything out. And I don't have a wife or kids. So I'm like, okay, if something happens to me, where does all this wealth and my business and everything go? And that's an estate. And we don't talk about that, man. And it
How long would it take to set up this system that you got?
don't take long. I mean, if you do
Couple
it
months.
right, yeah, if you do it right, give it a good financial advisor, get you a good attorney, everything about 3 months.
And now who manages all of this?
Me and my CPA.
Okay, got it.
Yep. And
Seems
my
like
attorney.
a lot going on.
I think it's a lot because we don't have these conversations.
Yeah,
You know, it's a lot to run a business.
it is.
So it's a lot to
Everything's
manage.
a lot.
Exactly. You know what I'm
But,
saying?
but choose your heart, essentially.
And my thing is, Neo, man, we ain't got enough time, brother, because now I just feel that thing dropping on me, boy. That spirit dropping on me. It's a lot on us now that we don't want to do, but if we don't do it, we go through so much more.
Yeah, I agree. Probate.
Think about it, bro.
Yeah,
It's a lot on us now,
yeah,
but if I don't do it, it's easy on me now.
yeah. GoFundMe later.
Bro.
Yeah.
I talked to a well-known pastor. He said we have 400. They did 430 funerals. He said maybe 50 of them had an estate
Insurance.
plan and life insurance.
Yeah,
The rest of them had to do GoFundMes.
yeah. That's crazy.
100% of parents want their kids to be successful, but they don't have a strategy to help them become successful. We're not giving them nothing. Man, I was sitting in a room, won't say the name, I'm sitting in a room. I'm the only black person in the room.
Yeah,
All white, rich, wealthy men,
it's often for you.
often. And every time I get in those rooms, now I'm sitting there chilling. I'm on a yacht. They smoking a cigar. They see me come in. They think I don't know how to smoke a cigar. I pop the cigar open.
Yeah.
I lean back.
Yo, you good with storytelling, man.
Bro, listen.
Hey.
They in there talking to yo. And what I've learned is God has allowed me to be in rooms that a lot of African Americans are not invited into. So when I go into those rooms, I don't go in there to impress them. I want to be the dumbest one in the room.
Yeah.
So when I leave the room,
I'm leaving with some jewels.
I'm leaving with everything.
Yeah, good looking.
And I'm coming back to my people.
Yeah.
I'm coming back on my shows. I'm coming back to my community. Listen to me. I'm sitting there. Tell me, why are these white people, and I love white people, but why are these white people in there bragging about how much money they got in this account, in that account, to when their kids turn 18 years old, they're sending their kids to college. One guy said, yeah, I opened at 529 before my child was 1. We got $113,000 in there. She got a scholarship. I only put $20,000 inside of it.
Yeah.
So when she graduates high school, I'm cutting her a check for $113,000 to go to school debt free.
Wow.
But I only paid $20,000 of my money. Oh yeah, man, you know, I got a contract.
Because of the compound.
Because of the compounding.
Sheesh.
I'm like, okay.
And
Then
I didn't
another
do
one-
my 529 yet.
Bro, you better do it.
Yeah,
Then
tomorrow.
You got to.
I got a question about that though in a second.
Cool. Let me say this too. Then another one hit me. He was like, I was like, these guys. And what they're saying is not deep. It's just taking advantage of the things that's out there for all of us, but we lack the knowledge.
Yeah. You
And
don't
the other
know what
guy-
you don't know.
You don't know. And he was like, yeah, man, me and my three friends, we have a contract that when our daughters get married, we're buying their first house. So they opened up a mutual fund when they opened up the 529. And it was like, bet, we'll pay the taxes then, but we're going to give them that money. So when they go to buy their first house at 21, 22 after they graduate college, they're buying it debt free.
Yeah.
So we instantly made them a positive net worth rather than a negative net worth at 22, 23.
That's good.
Then they hit me with, yeah, we opened up an IRA, a custodial IRA, and we're putting about $100 a month in that custodial IRA. When they turn 21, we're going to convert that into their name, teach them to do the same thing. Before our kids even turn 35, they're millionaires because we put money inside the custodial IRA. And I'm
And
like,
that's not, you said $100 a month.
listen to me.
Ain't even a lot of bread.
Man, listen,
you wasting that.
We dropping that on weave. We dropping that on shoes.
McDonald's.
We dropping that on McDonald's. We dropping that over here, but we're not putting it in the right place. And when I tell people like, man, he the $100 date guy. You right, I am.
Yeah, but my kids, my
millionaires.
Yeah, done.
If I meet a woman within the next year, if I get married within a year from that, that's 2 years from now.
Yeah.
If we have a kid from there, or watch this, man. Man, it's just a spirit. If she come to me with a kid, her kid's a millionaire.
Damn. You talking. You're about to have some candidates in your DM.
Because here's the thing, man. I'm the product of that.
Yeah.
My stepdad loved me. As soon as he married my mama, I was his son. Soon as my dad married my stepmama, I was his mama. I'm in their wheels. I gotta do the same thing.
That's good.
Gotta do the same thing.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted though. Prenup will be in place. Next question.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question just so I understand. I guess I haven't taken advantage of the 529B.
Yeah.
And then again, you don't know what you don't know. I'm like, I truly believe, bro, my kid, my daughter's 19. She don't go to college. She's making her money every month. She's an influencer.
Yeah.
Do brand deals and all that. Like she's doing her thing. But I truly believe 20 years from now, bro, college is going to be antiquated. Like, unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, my goal is to raise my kids to become entrepreneurs where they're already up. By the time they turn 18, they're not even thinking about college because I'm trying to set them right. What do I do with the 529 plan? Is it only for college? Or you mentioned I could buy a property with it. I just want to know, what is my alternative if they say, Dad, I'm not going to college? Because I'm not out here. Like, we didn't force our 18-year-old, she's 19 now, to go to college. She's like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. Okay. She's making like $5 to $7 grand a month.
Wow.
She's like doing stuff on TikTok.
Bro, that means, respectfully saying this, you are fathering your daughter.
And I didn't do the best job either. That's what it is.
Bro, but you're there because she sees it with you.
She saw it every day.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all. I'm like, because I honestly, and she talks about it, I was trying to force her to be an entrepreneur.
Word.
Now, mind you, so when me and my wife got together, she already had a daughter, which is our 19-year-old daughter.
Okay,
so, you know, I'm like her stepdad, of course. I'm her dad, but her
No,
so,
facts,
you
bro.
know, for me, it's like
You were learning.
Yeah, really learning. And I just didn't do as good
And
as
she's
I
the first
could.
child. And I want to say this on your behalf for her that she probably won't say until she get a little bit older. But thank you. Because my stepdad and stepmama had to learn too.
Yeah.
They came into the situation with me, with my mama.
Yeah.
And my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, she needed you just as much as you needed her. I got all the mistakes.
Yeah.
But my sister and my brother didn't.
Right.
Because of the mistakes they learned with me.
Yeah.
Right. So you know, this ain't no therapy session, but you did your thing, man.
I appreciate it.
And don't worry about that. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to the 529 college experience, I 50% agree with you. I do not believe college would be dead in 20 years because education will always be needed.
1,000%.
I do believe that within 20 years, we're going to see how college is governed, how the institute of getting an education cost has gone down.
Yeah.
Because right now it's highway robbery.
100%.
We spending $125,000 to get a 4-year degree to graduate to only make $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
The math doesn't make sense. And so for me, when it comes to the 529, I'm with you. If my kids don't want to go to college, they ain't going to college.
Yeah.
I ain't forcing them. It is not their responsibility. But no, when they come to me, the number one thing I'm asking my kids is, what do you want to do in life?
Yeah.
And does that require education?
Yeah.
If it doesn't require education, we're going to take that 529 and we're going to roll that into a mutual fund. We're going to roll that into an IRA. You're going to keep investing into that. You're going to have $1 million before you turn 30.
That's good.
Because not only am I just thinking about,
that's easy, bro.
No, it's real easy.
That formula, just even with the IRA, is just,
bro, it's easy. But it's not sexy.
Oh, it's not.
What sexy is, hey, let me go get this bag, let me go get this house and flip it. Mm-hmm. Because that's immediate gratification.
Yep.
Right? That is not a bad desire, though. My thing is, though, how can I put minimum in and get a large return? And if I can have my kids a millionaire with the help of the government, with the help of these accounts, I'm going to invest into that, and I'm going to invest into real estate.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a portfolio that is broad to where I can get the house, I can do this, I can do that. But I don't want my kids to just graduate with a little bit of money. Man, people are retiring today, bro, with $100,000 to their name. And I'm just like, I want to have my kids at a point to where if they want to be done working at 45, they can be done.
Yeah.
Retiring at 62, that's for the birds, man.
It's over with.
They say the average person lives until they're 72.
Yeah.
You trying to tell me I got to work until I'm 62 and then halfway enjoy only 10 years of my life?
Yeah, you can't even run no more.
Can't, bro.
You know, something anyway.
Something. Yeah. I hope at 62 I'm still running and gunning. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I just want to make sure that I position my family to where we can buy back our time and we are not forced to work. I'll say this, man, and I'll be done with this part, which is why it's so important to me. I was on book tour, Neo, and I got emotional that day because I walked into my room in New York. It was like 20 degrees, 15, 20 degrees outside. And you know, as black people, when it's cold like that outside, we get ashy. So I walked back to my hotel room. The cart was in front of my room, and it was like an 85-year-old woman walking around my bed, making up my bed, and she's like, Jesus, just help me get through the day. Neo, I got emotional. I told the young lady, I said, hey, man, don't worry about my bed. I'm a young man. I'll make it up. Just give me some lotion, and boom.
Yeah. Mm.
She gives me the lotion. She goes back to her cart. She comes back to the edge of the door, and she says, young man, use your youthfulness wisely. Because at your age, I didn't.
Wow.
And at 88 years old, I still have to clean your bed because I don't have resources.
Dang.
And I'm like, that won't be me.
Yeah.
That will not be my kids. That will not be my parents. And I'm going to make sure that I do everything as much as possible to make sure that my family doesn't live that life. That's when I started looking into these different accounts to make sure that I'm doing everything possible, watch this, to at least set my kids up to win. Yeah. Now, once they become grown, they're going to make their own decision. But I hope that my life, I hope that the intentionality that they saw within growing up with me, I hope that my nephews and my niece, if I don't have kids, I hope that they see that what happens and what you're capable of doing. And once I give them this, I hope that they steward it well and go from there.
Man, that's good. My guy Jabril says, I'm sure Tiffany, Budgetnista partner.
Yeah.
Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. And it reminds me when you said use that youthfulness wisely. Yeah. I want to ask you, new book about to come out, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, man. Take your seat at the table. It is a book that I think was needed. Mm-hmm. I've had the opportunity to sit at so many tables, and I think it's time for us to learn how do we make our own tables and how do we invite the right people at the table. I remember I was on my previous job, and someone asked me, it was like, man, you're helping this company build their legacy. What legacy have you built for yourself?
Wow.
And I went home, and for a week I couldn't sleep because I stepped back.
Who said that to you?
I was in an interview.
Okay,
and I was like, yo, man, you're helping this company build a huge legacy, but what legacy are you building for yourself?
That's good.
And I was like, man, that hit me hard. And I never forget, I was living in my townhome at the time. I went up to the top, looking up at the stairs, and not the stairs, at the stars. And I said, God, what am I doing? And God showed me. He was like, yo, you're sitting at the side of your life. The banks are telling you what to do with your life. Bill collectors are telling you to do with your life. Your boss is telling you what to do with your life. Society is telling you what to do with your life. But you're not sitting at the head of your table, the head of your life. And I'll never forget when I said, you know what? I fired and I'm using this literally. Like, I'm like, all right, you're going. I reposition people in my life, and I sit at the head of my table. And I think there are so many people in life who are living life, but they're like, yo, I'm tired of it. And man, I'm excited about this book because I'm literally showing people how to take the seat at the head of their life and really get control of where they're going.
That's good, bro.
I'm excited about this book.
I'm sure it's going to be all over the world.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is, man. It's going to be real good. We've already sold close, I mean, a lot. I don't want to say how many copies, but we've sold a lot of books. I'm super excited about it.
New York Times bestseller coming.
Hey man, I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already got one out there. It was a #1 national bestseller. Debt Free Degree sold over 200,000 books.
Debt Free Degree. That's fire. Yeah.
Yep. And so this is the second big book, my third book total. And then I got one more book that I signed with Thomas Nelson that will come out in 2026. So I'm really excited about just the position God has me in and how I'm able to really use the influence that God has given me to impact the people. And I believe this is a book for everybody because literally I'm sharing stories in this book that I'm not going to share publicly because I want you to read them.
That's good.
Because I've learned so much and God has done something differently in my life. I go from serving in an all Black community, Black church, one of the largest churches in America, to go into an all white situation in the world to where I've been called the token Black boy to he's not Black enough to this to that. And I'm like, huh. And God is like, how are you going to steward the season that I put you in?
Yeah.
And how are you going to use everything that I've given you to impact the people I've assigned you to?
Yeah.
And so that's what this book is about. Let me show you how I was able to go from the back of my car to this space, to that space, to where I'm at now, and to where I am going. Because at the end of the book, it says to be continued.
That's good.
Because my life is not done yet.
Sheesh.
And it's like, as I'm learning, I'm going to continue learning. And one of the most things that I hate when people call me, I am not a financial expert. I am not a financial guru. I am a student who, until I get into the grave, you can call me an expert then, but until that last day, I will always be a student and I'll always be teaching.
Well, we got to redo your intro then. Hey, bro, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you, bro.
Leave us with a final word, just a financial fitness word. You know what I mean? Get fit for this year. You already gave it. You gave so much game, but just whatever you want to share, L, and let them know how they could tap in and connect with you.
Man, I mean, I think the word that I really want to leave with everyone is the simple strategy. You know, I've never been around wealthy people in my life who didn't really sit back and ask the strategy. Everything that I do now has to have a strategy and it has to be aligned with the vision of where I'm going. So if you want to build wealth, man, get you a good strategy, get around some good accountability partners and brothers and sisters. I don't want to be disrespectful because I've learned a lot from women and I promise you'll be good. But just go to anthonyoneal.com. All things are there, from free resources, how to get out of debt. You asked me that question earlier about how to have that conversation in dating. Yeah. Well, we just came out with this thing called Wealthy Conversations. It's a dating card. It's not a game. I
saw that too. I got to get that.
Yeah.
That
and
looks fire.
It's literally, no, you ain't got to get it. You got to get the one with this married. So we have an engaged and married edition.
I just want to support whatever you got going on.
Oh, yeah. I want you to get the engaged and married edition part because
is that one out too yet?
That one will come out the end of this month because we're putting a journal with that one.
Okay, good.
And to where you ask the questions, just go anthonyoneal.com. It's all there.
Done deal.
Done deal.
Yo, with that being said, can't wait to see you guys. Make sure you guys go to anthonyoneal.com. All things to help you get financially fit and become debt free. We'll see you guys on the next show. Peace.